Hey, welcome to my channel if you're new here, and welcome back if you're already a subscriber. Thanks so much for clicking on this video. I don't usually edit my thumbnails anymore, so thank you so much for giving this one a chance. I am here today to talk to you about the first quarter of my 2024. So here we will be doing a flip through of my common planner. This is from Sterling Ink. It's the N1 or TN size in vertical weekly. So this is actually the first year that I've tried a vertical weekly planner slash journal. I came from a Hobonichi weeks line, so I was used to a horizontal weekly view, but this is, I feel, really planner piece for me. So yeah, this is going to be very quick, I think, I hope. I'll talk you through what happened in the first quarter of my 2024, but I will be sharing with you a little about everything else that's in this TN cover. So this is a TN regular in olive. So this is the olive cover. I'm not sure how clear this is actually once the video renders, but I already put what do you call this, leather conditioner on this one, so it may come off as a little bit darker than I think what it's than what it originally was, and it has some scruffs already, but I'm starting to love them. Okay, so for the first part, I do have I think this is the craft pocket insert from Traveler's Company. This is a Hobonichi memo for the weeks. I have a few stickers in here to accompany me, and a discount card from Scribe. Again, as I mentioned, this is my 2024 planner journal. It houses my, of course, my personal life, my journaling, my planning, appointments, birthdays, as well as my finances. So I keep in here a very special letter. I did nothing but decorate here. And then this. The goal breakdown, I never revisit it anymore. And I make use of the quarterlies to track my income, cash inflow, as well as the breakdown, where it goes, where I allocate it to, and then birthdays at the bottom. So it's very simple. I don't fill these out prior to the month coming in. Little ink swatching here. Of course, my monthlies. First 3 months, and April is already quite filled up. The rest have the holidays on them, some icon stickers to serve as markers for some bills. Some of my monthly bills are already fixed when I need to pay them, but others are subject to when the company sends them over and when my due is indicated. Okay, so just as a quick flip through, my first week in the first month was a bit just random. I just tried it out. I just tried to get the feel for a vertical layout, so you would see a difference in how I wrote. I would write in a very compact, compressed lines, whereas here I tried actually going by the grid. So again, this felt like really a test page for me. I did a few decors, and then I tried to stick with one, just following the grid lines, and it looks great. It looks so neat. Okay, so for week 3, I applied the same, and I made use of Paperika Shop's sticker set. So this is like an entire sticker set on one page. And then I went back to compact. So from the grid, I went back to compact because I did feel I get to write more when I write like this. I also like how it looks aesthetically. At a first glance, it looks like a newspaper with 3 columns. And moving into February, I did try doing a habit tracker on the side. I'm not really one to do this. So it just, it becomes obligatory instead of motivational. So I end up not doing it, just ignoring that side. Also, for these ones, I do not apply time blocking. So as much as possible, there's an ant. Okay, so as much as possible, I just write free flowing as the day goes. Typically, anything that I was able to arrange or schedule ahead of time, I put them at the top. So the rest are the journal parts. In between, if I have additional tasks, then I insert them in between. So this is organized chaos because there's no particular pattern to it yet. Now on this week, I'm not sure if it was noticeable on the last one, for Saturday and Sunday, I did try to start making use of a different colored fountain pen ink to mark sort of like a subheader for parts of the journaling area. So, okay, because usually I have brown ink on this one, and then I make use of a rose gold ink to mark if it's already a different thing I'm talking about. So I applied that fully on this week. This is week 7. And as you can see, I started decorating a little bit more, although I was decorating on the previous weeks as well, but this one feels more clean to me, the way I approached it. So this continued on. I started making use of stickers on this side just to decorate. I'm sorry, the ants are coming out because I tried to clean my desk early this morning. So yeah, I think I sort of freaked them out. So on here, I tried something new once again. For this part, I made use of highlighters to create borders. So the entire week is now cut into 3 parts. Okay, so the topmost is where I put in my appointments, my tasks for the day, any commitments I have to note or events I need to remember. On here, you have meals. So it specifically lists breakfast, lunch, snack, and dinner because I do follow a meal plan. I typically live on my own already, away from my parents, so I make use of a meal plan to lessen my expenses. In terms of groceries, I also use that to lessen my time consumption with cooking and meal planning. So I rely fully on a meal planning service. I place that here. And then for the rest of the day, these are all journals, like journal entries. And again, I make use of the subheaders with the pink ink. So this entire spread is starting to look more organized, more refined to me. And this is a practice that stayed up until this point. So you'll see here I started making use of today stickers, and it is repetitive, my having to put today on every day of the week. But I like it. I like the aesthetic of having like a single day stand out on its own, as well as the meals. And I started making use of some micro stickers or mini stickers to sort of fill in those spaces, maybe with some food that I liked that day. Yeah. And additionally, icon stickers, I started using them here instead of on the monthly. So almost every decor, almost every visual aid is starting to fall into my weekly view. Okay, and it's become a thing for me to place a girl sticker on this one. Here I did a little bit of a collage of sorts. here as well. I actually like this particular spread overall because of the decor as well as the color scheme that I use, the color palette. I stopped using the rose gold inks for this week on my subheaders. Instead, I started using a mint green sort of ink, and I think it's just nice. I like this page and how I can put in stickers in between the dates, and they just sort of the words just sort of mold around that. And my cat is saying hi. Yes, Nabi? Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay, she's going for the stream. No, Nabi. It's not time yet. Do you want to say hi to the camera? Okay, let's move on because, you know, the people here have a flip through to look at and it's not you. All right. So, sorry about that. Okay. So, yeah, this is by far one of my favorite spreads. On this one, I'm not so happy with the decor, but again, I'm keeping up with my subheaders, keeping up with the same usual things. There are days I don't really write so much, but I just leave them be. I also like that there's this effect, there's this sort of variation at the bottom of the lengths. I had more to write on some days than others. And here is where I started making use of the Mildliner highlighters to sort of mark if something is a task. So I used to put in circles that I just fill in or cross out, but now I make use of the what do you call this? The circular tip of the highlighter to make a dot on the page, and that would serve as a task. Triangles pointing right would serve as reminders or events for the day. And that has stuck with me. And yeah, everything's feeling more cemented now. Just writing down my meals every day. I don't really go back through them, but it's nice to see that, you know, I've been eating well. I have a variety of food. I have a variety of food intake, and I can also see the days when I really took in a lot more junk than others. So that helps. Yeah, and overall, just being able to put all the reminders up here so that I don't forget them easily, and maybe looking ahead to the next week and I see, oh, right, I have to pay for something. So I'm able to make necessary steps days prior in preparation for that. So that's great. And here I went back to my rose gold ink for my subheaders. And I started, there were times this week I was really, really busy. It was a hectic week at work. It was also quite busy on my personal life because this is where my boyfriend and I had our birthdays. Our birthdays are next to each other. So I had to make use of like certain portions of the days. If there's sort of a mix of things that happened, like something happened today and then it sort of continued on to the next day, that's when I started making use of these sort of shared paragraphs between two dates. So I also like the aesthetic. It's not the same as having everything in a single column, but this also has its own charm. So yeah, and some days I just really I cannot feel anything. I cannot write anything down. Maybe I was too busy that day. I was resting. So here is the I think the last week of March. So this is the final part of my flip through, and we did have a long weekend that time. So Thursday to Sunday were off days for me. So this was a really nice sort of a reflective kind of period. You know, a lot of major events happened, and I really love how everything just came together towards the end of March, towards the end of the first quarter. And we have a lot of experiences, chapters closed and others opened, and it's been so great. This is a really nice way to end the week, and I love how I was able to capture all of the raw emotions. Some reflective insights as well were also placed in here. And again, I feel like because of how consistently I've used my 3 break organization to my spread, it's staying. Right, so I'm really sticking with this one. So just as a preview, I will also share with you as well a few snippets of how April is going for me. So again, I'm sticking to that. You'll see these dot stickers. So these 6 represent my attempt at common placing. So I just recently bought 3 rolls of dot stickers, which I plan to use for common placing. And that will actually be housed. Wow, I was able to enter that Nabi. Okay, again, featuring my cat, one of my 2. So I was actually planning to do my common placing on the Hobonichi weeks. So if you would recall, I've been using this as a week-long kind of journal. So I do a collage here, and then I place in all of the highlights of the week. So I have yet to prepare this week's collage, but yeah, I think common placing would be good here, just so I can test it out, use the rest of the notes pages. So that's maybe a video for another day. So yeah, this was the week previously. I'm also not afraid to cross out anything wrong on my planner or my journal. I find that it adds character to the page. It reminds me that I am human, I can make mistakes, and it's, it's actually cute. So yeah, in this coming week, I've already set up my meals, my today portion. I have some notes at the top for holidays, events, meetings, places to be in, bills to pay, and yeah. So 15 onwards is still blank. I will set this up when next week comes around. So that's how I do things. When I start having to put in stuff at the top here, then I start to prepare this. So in the coming weeks, I'm anticipating this will just be my standard. This is how every week will look like from this point forward, or as far as I can foresee. So yeah, that's it. I hope you enjoyed that flip through and that chattiness of mine. I hope that was to your liking. If it wasn't, I know there are some people who just really prefer, people flipping through everything. But I just wanted to add in a little conversation as we went through that. So I hope you guys liked this video. Please do leave a like if you did. Leave a comment below. Tell me what you think about how the evolution has been. I'd really like to know your thoughts. How are you using your own planners? How has it been so far? Have you been able to stick with your original plans and system and design from the start of the year? Or has anything changed up to this point? We're already in April and we're already in the 2nd quarter. So it'll be nice to hear from you guys. Also, please do subscribe if you haven't yet. It'll be really nice to have a lot more people staying here, looking forward to my content. And that's it. I will see you guys on the next one. Toodaloo.